So I'm joined by Havant Waterloo Ball manager Paul Doswell. Paul's been a busy few days. Yesterday signing Jamie Collins. How happy are you to have him here at the club?
Yeah, I think I'd put him up there as probably my biggest signing of the summer, and not necessarily just as a player, as a character, as a leader, but someone who's also going to be part of the coaching setup. He's coming as player coach, and someone who's also going to assist Joe Ostler with the academy. So, you know, Jamie comes with quite a big role to fulfil, and part of that will be obviously match days and playing.
You mentioned that big role. He's got invaluable experience that he'll be able to give the whole side.
Yeah, I mean, I inferred in earlier interviews that leadership was something I was looking for, and with Joe Ostler and Jamie Collins, that's two massive leaders now in the dressing room. The discipline that they'll bring, the will to win, and the aggressiveness on match days. Yeah, it's a fantastic signing for the football club. I think there's a much bigger picture going on here with Jamie. You know, he's taken his UEFA badges as well through the football club, and I think that, you know, it's a long-term project with Jamie here at the football club.
He's someone you know very well. You signed him at Sutton. Just tell us about your relationship with him.
Listen, we've 6 years together at Sutton. I would say that he was a massive reason that we were successful. He'll tell you the story that I didn't overly fancy him when I first signed him. It was Ian Baird, it was Baird's recommendation, and I would say that Jamie has probably, you know, with David Hughes actually, has been one of if not the best signings I've ever made, and that's in sort of 20 odd years of management. So, you know, we understand each other, we understand how we both work. You know, I've got a lot of time for him and his family, and as I said, he'll bring so many positive attributes to the football club, and more importantly, the supporters will absolutely love him here. You know, he's rightly you know, it's a word that's used too often, legend, but you know, someone who's played here for 5 years, over 150 games, you know, part of that magnificent FA Cup run. And people have written him off in his career, you know, that they keep doing it, and it makes me laugh. You know, Eastleigh wrote him off 6 years ago, and I had the best 6 years of football with him. You know, scored that brilliant penalty, held his nerve against Leeds United, was part of that fantastic cup run, was part of a team that got us into second in the National League, lost in the playoff in the semi-final. And what he'll bring to this football club, I think, will be immeasurable. It really will be.
Well, not only Jamie Collins has been added to the team, Abdulai Baggie's joined as well. What do you think he'll bring to the team?
Well, he frightened me to death 2 seasons ago when Weymouth played us in the Conference South. A player that the supporters will love to see play. Very, very quick, runs with the ball, takes the team forward with the ball, good finisher, can certainly assist, but what I would consider a proper winger. You know, someone who's got that unbelievable pace that would frighten any team. It pushes defenders back, and he's brilliant at getting the ball up the pitch for you as well. Good character. Again, probably understands his game now at 29. I think some young wingers take a bit longer, but at 29, I think you're now getting a complete package with him. I think he comes with a point to prove. I think he was disappointed not to play more last season for Eastleigh. After a good start, by the way, people forget that. He started the first 7-8 games, and I think Eastleigh had a terrific start to the season. But you're going back to that season he had at Weymouth, I think 10 goals, 11 assists, and I think that's what we're looking for him to bring to the squad this year.
Like you say, he knows this league well. Obviously, Josh Taylor departed. Do you think he could be a player that could fill that void?
Not really. I think they're different players. James Roberts, maybe. James Roberts would be that type of Josh Taylor signing, someone who can sort of get on the ball, get into pockets, and create and score goals. But no, Baggie's more of a winger, a second striker, number 10. So not the Josh Taylor analogy, but listen, the only part of the squad that I felt we lacked was that out-and-out pace, and this kid is one of the quickest things that I've seen. So, you know, the pace element is now in the squad as well, and I feel like we're ticking, you know, most of the boxes that I was looking for.
You mentioned earlier he's definitely one that's going to excite the fans.
Yeah, the supporters will love him, especially on this surface as well. You know, he likes playing on a really good surface. I don't think the bobbly, muddy pitches help him. But this pitch out here is, you know, I think he'll excel on it, and you know, I know that's one of the reasons that he's looking forward to coming.
And heading into the weekend, back to pre-season, how excited are you to get going?
I've not been this excited for a pre-season for years and years and years. You know, I think as a manager, when you've been doing it for 20 odd years, you know, pre-seasons can become a bit monotonous. But everyone that I know, from the chairman right the way down, you know, was so excited to be back. I saw Richie this week doing all the kit, and everyone's just, there's an element of excitement building around this football club. And yeah, we're in Saturday. I think the players are really looking forward to coming in. It's a longer pre-season than normal. And we'll manage that, but I think we've got some cracking games as well in pre-season. You know, to get in Pompey and Bristol Rovers, you know, and then the local ones are Bognor and Gosport. So we've got some cracking friendlies. But yeah, it's brilliant to be back. Absolutely brilliant.
We've touched on it before. It's going to be about momentum. It's going to be about building fitness. But how important is pre-season to be ready in August?
Well, I think when you're putting a new group together, it's actually very important for us. Listen, I'd much prefer to be in, you know, Dawkins' position or Dartford's position where they've retained 10, 11, 12 players. I think that was always the ideal. But, you know, we didn't feel we were right last year, so we've had to change. And it's making sure we gel that team together as soon as we can. And for me, Joe Ostler and Jamie Collins, as I said to you, are a big part of that, the dressing room influence, the dressing room discipline. So, you know, I feel we've recruited really, really well. I'm really happy. You know, massive backing from the chairman again, as always, and the board has meant that, you know, we've gone and secured the targets that we wanted. And I've got to say, everyone who's come has come because, you know, we've rung them, asked them to come, and, you know, they were our number one targets. Everyone who's come was a number one target for me.
Well, Paul, great to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Ryan.